community. Don't expect them to do it for you, because I'm here today because my niece was killed yesterday in front of her daughter and her niece and all the other children that was on the bus.
The family of the young woman killed walking her daughter to school expressing outrage today at the spot where she was gunned down. One day after the gunfire shattered a neighborhood's morning routine, the community is making sure fear doesn't take over. That location is the same spot between 10th and 11th Streets on Chestnut Street, just outside the YMCA and near two JCPS schools. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Connie Leonard. Today, parents, neighbors, and police stood watch at that very stop, determined to give kids the sense of safety that they deserve. Family tells us that Redia Williams was just 23 years old and walking her daughter to the bus stop near Coleridge Taylor Elementary School. WHAS11's Alexander Goldberg and photojournalist Jessica Farley have the family's emotional plea.
I had to watch my sister lay on that ground and take her last breath, and there was nothing I could do about it.
The family of 23-year-old Redia Williams revisiting the very bus stop where the mother of two lost her life. Williams was known to friends and family by the nickname Juicy.
Smile. She was the life of the party. She had no filter. She didn't care.
And shit like up the room every time she come in. You know it's juice.
And we want the killers called ASAP. ASAP.
The morning after the fatal shooting near 10th and Chestnut, hand in hand, parents sent their students off for the school day, surrounded by community leaders, Louisville Metro Police, and the memory of the Louisville mother killed in front of her 7-year-old daughter.
This is my daughter's bus stop as well, so she witnessed this too. She's traumatized. So many questions.
A memorial for Redia is growing here near the corner of 10th and Chestnut, the balloons bearing the name of the young mother.
Redia Williams, remember her, say her name, and you better remember me, because I ain't going nowhere.
Redia's aunt and great uncle pleading for answers.
If you're a real man, say who done it, please, because it may be your child next.
Bless, keep, comfort us today. For Lord, we don't know what to do.
At a community news conference, grieving mothers sharing their personal experiences with losing a child at a Louisville bus stop. Tyree Smith, killed in 2021 near 21st and Chestnut Street.
It's too much copycatting going on, too much monkey see, monkey do, piggyback riding going on in Kentucky, and we're tired of it. You know, people see this crime, they see these people get a little sentence, a light sentence, and they're like, oh, let me copy.
18-year-old Richard Harper was shot in 2019 at a bus stop near Shawnee Park.
If you can't stand on a bus stop trying to get your child an education to send them to school, where can you stand?
All right.
Lyndon Pryor with the Louisville Urban League.
Our child should not have to show up at a bus stop full of cops and squad cars just so they can get on the bus. That is not the reality that I want for my child. That's not the reality that I want for anybody else's child.
As the final bus drives off and officers keep watch, the family makes their message clear.
Redia Williams, remember her name.
In Louisville, Alexander Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side.
Louisville Metro Police have not made an arrest in the case of Redia Williams. However, Louisville Police did clarify important details today. We've learned a second 15-year-old was arrested for the initial shootout on the first day of school last Thursday. Now, that's the same teen that police brought in for questioning after yesterday's deadly shooting at that same stop, but then released him when they realized he wasn't that shooter. Still no main suspect in yesterday's killing. And in response to more violent crimes in the state, the Safer Kentucky Act was passed with stricter penalties for youth offenders. Now more young people are being tried as adults, according to the Commonwealth's attorney.
If you are committing adult crimes with a gun, you're going to be prosecuted as such. When juvenile cases get waived to us, ladies and gentlemen, they are all prosecuted as adult cases.
And if a teen is at least 15 and is charged with a serious crime and had a gun while committing that crime, they will be sent to district court and face a more serious sentence. Right now, the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office has 83 defendants, youthful offenders. They are prosecuting. And right now, Mayor Craig Greenberg joins us as we discuss the perception of safety in this city. Mayor, thank you very much for being here. We do really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Connie.
I know you're trying to deal with a lot that's going on right now, as well as the police and the community. First of all, let me ask you, have you heard anything that you can tell us at all about this case of the mother being shot and killed yesterday, taking her daughter to school?
Our police are working incredibly hard on that, and what I can ask is one way that the community can help is to provide information. People can do it anonymously, 574-LMPD. You can call Crime Stoppers. Heck, you can call my office. And if you know something, but you're not comfortable saying something, maybe tell somebody else who you trust. Get us that information. That will be incredibly helpful to help us bring justice in this case and other cases as well. That is one great way to start building that communication, is to give authorities the information that we know to hold the individuals responsible that are committing these heinous acts of gun violence.
Is there any reason to think it's a gang initiation at this point?
It's too early to tell on that. I don't want to speculate on the motives of what was going on right here in this particular case. Certainly we have had a lot of targeted shootings that are gang related in this community. We're doing a lot to take advantage of that, and we need to make sure that when people in this community pick up a gun and use it for the wrong reason to commit a violent crime, they will be held accountable. There will be punishments that are measured in many years, not just in a few months. Not because we want to lock people up, but we also need to deter people. But if people are using guns for the wrong reasons, they must be held accountable. And I want to thank LMPD for the work that they're doing every day on the streets.
All right. Mayor, this has been a tough week for the city. In 1 week's time, we made national news twice. First with a mother and her children kidnapped. She was knifed during that kidnapping and went to a bank robbery as the suspect got money out of her account. And then we had a mother killed walking her child to school. What can you say, the immediate steps that will be done? The community, you heard them, they're asking for help.
Right.
What can be done right away that's not, a board meeting or something like that we can do?
I'm not a board meeting type of person.
Right.
We're listening, but we're taking action, and we have. And the good news is that we've made progress, but I know that even though we've made such significant progress in bringing violent crime down, when you have crimes like have just happened this week, it's a total setback. It shatters our heart. It hurts the communities. We're grieving, we're mourning, we're scared. I get it and understand. Our police are going to continue to be out on the streets every day. We're going to continue investing in community centers, in parks, in programs for kids. We have a new initiative with our Office of Violence Prevention that's geared towards middle school students. We also need others in the community, as you heard earlier, to step up. Everyone can play a role. If you know something about this or any other crime, let someone know. If if you know someone that has a gun in their house, if you have kids with that have access to guns, take those guns away from the kids. If you're a gun owner, make sure you lock them up safely in your car, in your home. If you're a judge, make sure if people that the LMPD arrests and brings in front of you are held accountable. If you're a legislator, please pass some more laws to help us take these illegal guns off the streets and out of the hands of kids. And if you don't fit into any one of those categories, but you have some extra time, be a mentor, be a volunteer, support the Boys and Girls Club, support the Y that does great work, support Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and help these people, these young people have new paths on life. There is a role everyone can play as we try to work together. We're going to keep working and listening. We're going to be out on the streets. We're recruiting more LMPD officers than we have in the past years. They're going to be out on the streets, and we'll keep working at it very aggressively.
I was going to ask you about police officers. Do we need more? Because, people are saying, well, why weren't the police there? However, they had been there for several days.
Right.
There are thousands of bus stops across the city. They could switch to any bus stop. We can't be at every bus stop. We don't have enough officers.
Yes, Connie, we do need more police officers. I'm proud that thanks to Chief Humphrey's leadership, we have more people in our recruiting class right now than we've had in years. That's one way people can be a part of the solution. We want people from all across the community, from all backgrounds. There is no more rewarding job than public service. We are now paying record rates of pay for people who are in our police department. Come join the team. Be a part of the solution. There is room available for everyone. JCPS has advised me there are about 20,000 bus stops in the morning and again at night. So certainly that's not realistic to cover all of them, but we're going to make sure that our police are continue out on the street doing their work as they have been. JCPS also has its own police department. Really thankful for the strong collaboration and partnership that we have with them.
And Mayor, very quickly, and we'll bring you back in to talk about all the positive economic.
Yeah, we've made the national news this week for positive reasons also, yes.
Those are good things that are happening. Where do we go from here as far as business is concerned? And Ford, we heard great things from Texas Roadhouse. You were part of that.
To me, this is part of the long-term solution, is when you have announcements like we had this week that, again, made national news with Ford investing $2 billion and saving 2,200 jobs here and creating the electric vehicle of the future. When you have GE yesterday that's bringing 800 jobs back from China to Louisville to build new washers and dryers here. Texas Roadhouse today, which many people don't even realize was started and is based in Louisville, to buy its building and say its home is here. All of these are incredibly strong ways to create more jobs in our city, which ultimately give people opportunities so that there are more paths in life, that they don't go down the wrong path, which leads to tragedies like we've been talking about, but lets them pursue their hopes and dreams, create wealth for their family, provide what they're looking to provide. That is part of our long-term solution. We have great momentum in that area, and we're going to keep going in on that. That is part of our long-term solution to public safety, improving public safety.
All right, Mayor. We appreciate you being here today. There's a lot going on, so we're going to let you get back to work, but thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, Connie.
All right. Well, our focus team has been looking into youth violence trends for the last month. We found that shooting victims aged 18 to 24 have drastically decreased 50% over the last 3 years. However, shooting victims under 18 have stayed about the same and are getting closer to the 18 to 24-year-old range. Brandon Mullins, the founder of Factory of Champions, started organizing youth basketball tournaments this summer to give teens a chance to meet mentors.
Core life skills, man. Like what I'm trying to give them through Factory of Champions, core life skills, right? I want them to understand emotional intelligence. I want them to understand conflict resolution.
6 Focus reporter Travis Breeze speaks to several community members working to curb youth violence and what they feel is working so far. That's tonight at 6 o'clock. We love hearing those sounds. It was a hot start, though, to the Kentucky State Fair this morning. Whether you're going for a specific concert, vying for a blue ribbon, or in the mood for a donut burger, the gates are open now. General admission tickets are $12 online, and those paying at the gate will pay an additional $10 for parking. Our chief meteorologist, Mallory Schnell, is out there live right now, and she joins us. And Mallory, a hot one out there today.
Hey there, Connie, that's right. So we were outside during the 4 o'clock newscast. We decided to come into the AC for the 5 o'clock. It was a good call as well. We are in the Discovery Farm in Agland, which is in the south wing. And this is where you can see all of our furry friends. We have goats, we have sheep, we have chickens, we have roosters, we have cows. What else haven't I gotten to? There's a chick hatching exhibit. There's a milking demonstration out here as well. There's rabbits. I mean, anything that you might want to learn about. I think there is a miniature horse and a donkey as well here in Agland. So a lot to see and a lot to learn about as well. Learn about our livestock, learn about how we get our food, how we get our dairy, and most importantly, for a day like today and this weekend, is finding somewhere to cool off. Because if you are coming down to the Kentucky State Fair, it's going to be a hot weekend ahead. Of course, typical fair weather, I guess we would say. Hot and humid for August here in Kentuckiana. But if we do take a look at some of those outdoor temperatures across the area right now, we are still in the upper 80s to lower 90s. We're at 89 in Louisville, 88 in Brandenburg, 91 in Shepherdsville, and in E-Town. Partly cloudy skies out here. Of course, some of those feel like temperatures climbing into the upper 90s in spots like Campbellsville, Mitchell. We have 97 in Lanesville due to those high dew points. Feels like 98 in Jasper. Your satellite and radar, a little bit of activity down to the south of the parkways, but looking mostly dry in the Louisville metro area. Just some clouds that kind of helped with the shade out there. Throughout the evening, we're expecting mostly dry conditions this far north. Temperatures in the 80s, eventually dropping down into the 70s under mostly clear skies. Once again, the big weather story as we head into Friday and the weekend is the heat. The heat, humidity will continue to build. We're talking highs in the mid to upper 90s, and we will take a full look at your Kentucky Fair weekend forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Connie?
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Mallory. And you'll be able to save some money at the State Fair with its special discount days this Sunday, the 17th. All active military and veterans, plus their families, can get in free of charge. There's a 4-ticket limit, and you'll need your military ID. On Monday, the 18th, tickets for everyone are just $5 each, and Tuesday is Senior Day, when anyone over 55 gets in free. Here's something cool. The fair is bringing back Sensory Awareness Day. That's on Wednesday, the 20th. Free admission and Thrillville tickets will be given to fairgoers with sensory processing differences. Plus, Thrillville will operate with minimal lights and sounds to make for a more enjoyable experience for those guests.